You're welcome back to my channel. This is the math tutorials, and what I do is to help students in preparing for the exams on English language and on literature. If today is the first time on this channel, click on the subscribe button so you can get to see all my other videos and also get notified whenever I upload a new video on this channel. Please click on the subscribe button. Today's video was actually demanded by one of my subscribers. He or she sent me an email requesting that I do a revision course on oral English. So this video is focused on some important tips and tricks that will help you to identify the right consonants and vowel sounds in a word, since we Africans most times do not pronounce them correctly in our daily conversations. Please watch this video very attentively because it will really help to make oral English paper very simple for you. I'm going to start with the A sound. A. This sound is usually found in words that have U in between two consonants, as in hat, cat, card. It is also found in words that have O, like in cam, tang, tan. It is also found in words with OU, like yang, taff. You can also see it in words with OO, that's double O, like in blood, and OE in does. One thing you should note is that all these words mentioned above are commonly pronounced in Africa, especially in Nigeria, as O. An ordinary African or an ordinary Nigerian will pronounce hot as hot, cat as cot, card as cord. The trick is that whenever you have the letter U in between two consonants, and Africans usually pronounce it as O, then know that the right sound is A. Now pronounce these words as an African. I'm going to pronounce them as an African. Lucky, struggle, tummy, shrug, short. Normally I have pronounced them as O. The U's I've pronounced them as O, but the correct pronunciation is A. Lucky, not lucky. Struggle, not struggle. Tummy, not tummy. Shrug, not shrug. Short, not short. I hope you understand that. Now let's look at words that have O that are pronounced as A. The only place where you can pronounce the letter O as A is when the letter O is before M or N. Let me repeat. The only place where you can pronounce the letter O as A is when the letter O is before M or N. And if Africans usually pronounce it as O. If the letter O is before M or N and Africans usually pronounce the letter O that is before M or N as O, then know that the right pronunciation is A. But when the letter O is not before M or N and that letter is pronounced by Africans as O, the correct pronunciation will still be O. The word dog is pronounced as dog because O is neither before M nor N. The word pot is pronounced as pot because the O is neither before M nor N. The word tome is pronounced tome despite the fact that the O is before M, but because Africans do not pronounce the O before M as O, so that's why it's not pronounced as A. So the correct pronunciation for tome is tome. Let's look at another word, womb. The O in womb is before M, but Africans do not pronounce the O in womb as O. Rather, we pronounce it as U, which is the correct pronunciation. Womb is pronounced as womb. So this rule is applied to O's that are before M and N that Africans usually pronounce as O. For example, an African will pronounce the word come as come, tang as tongue, tan as turn, sun as sun. If you don't understand, please let me know at the comment section. The only word that has OE in between two consonants that Africans pronounce as O is the word does. D-O-E-S, does. An African will pronounce this word as does, but is rightly pronounced as does. The words goes, toes, woes have their OEs pronounced by Africans as O's and not as O. So they don't have the R sound like we have in does. Now, words with OO, double O, are usually pronounced as U, like look, took, foot, and pronounced as O, long O, when the letter that follows the double O is an R, like door, paw, etc. The only word that has double O that is not before an R that Africans pronounce as O is actually the word blood. An African will ordinarily pronounce this word as blood, but the right pronunciation is blood. Now, the next tip is on the TH letters. The TH letters. There are two ways of pronouncing the TH letters. You can pronounce them as th or as v. The first one is voiceless and the second one is voiced. Now, the problem that most students have is in knowing where to place the th or v, since the two of them have the same spelling symbol. So the tip I'm going to give you is to place th on TH that Africans pronounce as t, and place the voiced one v on TH that Africans pronounce as d. For example, an African will ordinarily pronounce the word thin as thin instead of thin, three as three instead of three, then as then instead of then, thine as thine instead of thine. I hope you understand. So you place on TH that Africans pronounce as t, and you place v on TH that Africans pronounce as d. Another tip I'm going to give you is on the diphthong a that is presented with the letter E and I. You will find this sound in words that have A, AI, AY, EI, EY, and EA that Africans pronounce as A. For example, A in face is pronounced by Africans as A. Rather, the correct pronunciation is A, phase. AI in rain is pronounced by Africans as A, rain, rather than rain. AY in say is pronounced as say, not say. EI in eight is pronounced A, eight, not eight. EA in break is pronounced A and not A, break and not break. Another important tip is on words that have NG and NK together in it. Words that have NG and NK together in it. When a word has NG or NK together in it, then the NG is pronounced as and a word that has NK together in it has the N before the K pronounced as ang. Examples are the NGs in sing. Sing, S-I-N-G, is pronounced sing, not sing. Song, not song. Tongue, the NG in tongue is pronounced tongue. Wrong, the NG in wrong is pronounced wrong, not wrong. The only word that has NG together that the G is pronounced is finger, finger, but the N before the G is still pronounced as ng. But in the other examples, the G's are not pronounced. Rather, the N and G's are pronounced together as ng. And words with NK like think, thank, thanks, zonk all have the N before the K pronounced as ng. And unlike words with NG, the K's are pronounced. It is just the N that is before K that has the ng sound. The next tip I will give you is on silent letters. Silent letters. Examples of words that have silent letters are listen, whistle, castle. The T's are silent when you have S and T together in a word. When you have T and S together in a word, the T's are usually silent. When a word ends in MB or BT, the last letter B or T is usually silent. For example, the B in bomb is silent. The B in comb is silent. The B in plumber is silent. In the word plumber, the last letters are not part of the root word but just a suffix that is added to the root word. If I add S to the word bomb to make it bombs, then the B will still be silent even though the last letter is no longer B, rather S. Please note that the words number, lamber, thimble have their B's pronounced because the ER in number, the ER in lamber are suffixes and not part of the root word, the main word. I hope you know that suffixes are letters added at the end of a word to give more information about that word. Like I gave you an example, S, if I add S to bombs, I'll give you more information about the word bomb. So, the ER in number, the ER in lamber are not suffixes, rather they are part of the root word. If I remove ER from lamber or number, the NUMB that I'll be left with or the LUMB that I'll be left with do not have anything to do with the meaning of the word. NUMB do not have anything to do with keeping count, and there is no word like LUMB. So they are not suffixes, rather they are part of the main word, part of the root word. So the B's are pronounced. This is where I'll draw the curtain of today's lesson. I'll be leaving the link to my previous video on the tips on how to pass oral English. In that video, I also gave tips that will help you to pass your oral English test. And I talked about how to pronounce the past tense markers, how to pronounce the plural markers. So if you want to get more tips, watch that video. I'll be leaving the link for you at the description box and at the comment section so you can watch that video. If you watch that video and watch this one attentively, there's no how you will not do well in oral English. And these tips are really precious to me because some of them I developed by myself. Some of them I got from my university textbooks. So please, what I need you to do is to please like this video, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and share the video to your friends. Thank you very much, and I wish you success in your exam.